I knew Tupac and worked with him for the last 7 months of his life. I also ended up sitting security for him at the hospital in Vegas for the last 7 days of his life. That's what this film is about. The truth will be told. I think the reason Pac didn't have police officers protecting him at the hospital was based probably on his history of police, both in his music and the altercations that he'd had in the past with them. One night when I was there, one of the security guards there was an old security guard in the ER waiting room. He came up to me and he said, "Son, last year there was a white rodeo star that broke his leg that was posted up here, and the Vegas PD gave him 4 police officers around the clock, and the hospital gave him 4 honey wagons, like motorhomes, for his family to hang out. And yet we were there with the #1 rapper in the world, and he can get any sort of love from the police department." I've produced a ton of West Coast hip hop, gangster rap videos, and I've been in a lot of dicey situations, but I have to honestly say that the entire time of working with Death Row and doing Pac's videos were some of the most tense experiences of my life. There was gunplay, there were fights, but the scariest days of my life were definitely the days that I sat security in the hospital. When you see this film, you'll know why. I own a bunch of footage of Tupac that's never been seen before or heard, of him recording the One Nation album, the album that was never released. The only way we would be able to incorporate some of that footage and music in the film is if we got the estate's blessings. The only way the estate's going to give us our blessings is if they see there's enough people that want to get this film made. One of my best memories with Tupac was actually my first encounter with him. I was told to go meet him at the beach house that he was staying at in Malibu, and he was hanging out, and I walked in, his mom was there, some family members there, and then Pac and the Outlaws were in the backyard. They were smoking some blunts and having a water gun fight. So, you know, I'm a bit of a troublemaker, or at least I've been known to be a bit of a troublemaker in the past, so I kind of wanted to get in the game. So Pac got a call from Suge, and they got into a heated discussion on the phone talking about money or something, and then Pac put his water gun on the table. So I picked it up, I was just checking it out, kind of trying to bait the Outlaws to start firing at me. And Muta actually was the first one to start firing me, and before you know it, I was standing up and they'd circled around me and they were all shooting me with a water gun. Well, you know, I'm not a pushover and that kind of thing, so I was like trying my best to get them all while they were shooting me with the water guns. And all of a sudden Pac broke into the middle and told them all to stop, and he said, "That's what I'm talking about. That's one motherfucker doesn't give it up. That's a crazy Iranian." And at that moment I was like, I love this guy. I was in Vegas when Pac got shot. I was at Club 662 waiting for him. Nate Dogg walked through the crowd and walked up to us and said, "Pac and Suge have been shot." We made a beeline straight for the hospital. I have a lot of footage that I recorded of Tupac doing the One Nation album. Some of my favorites are Let's Fight and Tattoo Tears. There's really a lot of footage, and a lot of the stuff that I've got that's unreleased has yet to see the light of day. Pac was in an induced coma the entire time he was at the hospital. You see, every time he came to, he'd pull the plugs out and try to get out of bed. One of the nurses had told me that gunshot victims, when they wake up at the scene of the crime, and that's why they normally do something drastic like that. And that's why he was in an induced coma the entire time. Once we reach our financial goal, we'll start filming this summer. If we don't reach our financial goal, we won't be able to make this movie. In 7 days, the movie, Tupac will be playing the role of Tupac.